LessonsLearnt. I'm Sherry, and this is Monday Quilt Chat. Thanks for stopping by today. Always glad to see you here on this Monday morning, noon, evening, whatever it may be for you. So if you're up at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's when this video comes out. Some of you are there waiting with bated breath, I hear. Not too many of you, I don't think. For me, it's Sunday night, and it is night. It is like almost 10 o'clock, so I'm kind of late getting this together for you today, Monday, for you. So let's talk about quilting things. This is where we talk about everything in my quilty world and the quilting world in general. So that's what we're going to chat about for about 20 minutes or so today, if I don't get too long-winded. I did manage to make it to my long arm meeting this weekend on Saturday afternoon. We have that once a month at my local quilt shop at the Sew and Vac Authority of Clarksville, Indiana. So they were just recently, actually I think it's kind of a regional thing. There's a Sew and Vac Authority on the Indiana side, and then there's some in Louisville on the Kentucky side, and they were recently awarded with some big Bernina award. So they were really thrilled about that and honored at an event with that. So I was kind of proud of my little store there, or my little region of stores, whatever it happens to be. My store manager was there, and I saw all this on Facebook. You know, they put a little reel out there about receiving the award and all that stuff. So anyway, I had my long arm meeting, and I met with the nice ladies there in the long arm group, and we always kind of trade thoughts and tips and have a show and tell. I took my my bird quilt that I finished like last month, where I did the individual blocks on the long arm. I took that to show them and asked some questions of some of the more experienced gals there about some challenges that I had with that, and to get tips and whatnot. And then I also took the windmill garden quilt. I took that, and the other ladies had some great quilts too to share. One of the ladies had two quilts, and they were both done up in like all these soft oranges, and oh, they were just so delicious. Reminded me of orange sherbet or a creamsicle, rather, even better. Oh, those were so good when I was a kid. Haven't had one in years. Sounds good right now. It was hot today again. So, yeah, I got that, and while I was there, they had a sale going on. Actually, the sale was going on before the long arm meeting, but they had a big sale. They're trying to liquidate some of their older fabrics and make room for some newer ones, which excites me. You know, some of the smaller shops, they can't keep turning their inventory over. It's just too expensive. So they are making an effort, though, by having a good sale and moving some of that fabric out so some new stuff can come in. So they had a sale of 10 yards, buy 10 yards and get 5 yards free. So it's somewhere around 30 to 35% off is what I figured. But I figured, you know what, I'm going to get 3 big cuts of 5 yards for some backgrounds, not even really knowing what project I'm going to use them for, just to kind of support that effort and support my local quilt store, and you know, always have these backgrounds on hand. I got this one. This is a New Hue by Moda. It's called New Hue. It's a basic. This one is actually just a barely metallic little splatter on there of a cream. And then, so it's cream and gold. That will make a good background. 5 yard cut. And then this is a Ruby Star Rashida Coleman Hale speckled. Is what that one is. And it's aqua, my favorite. I'm sure I'll be making some more aqua quilts It has a medium blue splatter, that metallic splatter again, and a little bit of a, almost I don't know, I guess you'd call it like a bleached out aqua splatter on there. So that would make a cool background for something. 5 yards. And then fossil fern. And I'll show you what this, I actually had something in mind for this when I saw it. I loved it, but then I also had something in mind for it too. So if any of you all have used fossil fern, I think it's going to make a fantastic background fabric. So I got 5 yards of that one. So while we're talking about acquisitions, let's talk about the recent acquisitions. I got those. That was a chunk. That was an investment in my future. That one right there. So hopefully I will have backgrounds on hand for upcoming projects ready to go. I got a fat quarter bundle of a line called Roses, or Rose. I think it's just called Rose, but it's very soft. It kind of has that Parisian thing to it too, like the fat quarter, or not fat quarter, the layer cake I showed you last week. Lots of greens and pinks, a little bit of gray, a little bit of cream. Very cute. It would be very cute for a little girl quilt, I think. Or even a big girl quilt. There's some stripe. And then here's the one that, why I say it looks Parisian. It says, oh, it's postcards. Postcards. And bicycles. I think there's a piece of bicycle fabric here. Yes, there is. There's another one like that. Pink and pink. And then these ones have that. It's not really, it's almost like more like an eggshell color to it. There's the little bicycles there. And then I got 2 yards for a border for that. So like a wide border. I think the floral wide borders are just very yummy. So I got something, thinking ahead, I got something to go with this. And this might make also one of those patterns that I got from that pattern sale I showed you 2 weeks ago. Would be good for that. Now this line, you're probably going to think, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? Why do you like that? Why do you like that, Sherry? This is Tim Holtz. These are half-yard cuts of a line called Laboratory. And you might think, that doesn't look all that fancy like Sherry likes. But let me show you. Think of it. Laboratory. Now these ones aren't saying much. But what about this? Did that scare ya? I'm not necessarily a bug person, but I don't know. And then here's a old-timey handwriting. I think these are amoebas or something. These are labels of all kinds. Get ready. I'm just going to pull the whole thing out and show you on this one. You're going to say, what? Look at this. Oh my goodness. It's bones. I don't know why this spoke to me, but it did. I had to have it. And then these are periodic chart of, it's not elements, atoms. Periodic chart of atoms. Here's another, I'd call that slice of life is what I would call. It looks like one of those cross sections of an MRI or something, doesn't it? But it has color to it. And then this one has, it's like quotes out of books. And then here's a little kind of, it looks like it's got water spilled on it. It looks like woven, but it's not woven, of course. But look at that. Looks like it's got water, a water stain on it. And I checked, it's not really a water stain. It's like, maybe water did get on this, but there's definitely a pattern to it. So, no, it wasn't a wet piece of fabric. It was the way it was supposed to be. And here's another slice of life. I don't know what I'm going to make with these, but it's got to be a quilt. And I think this would be a fantastic background for it. I think it would go really good. Yeah. So I almost halfway got a plan for that one. I just need to pick a pattern. Alright, so, you know, I am doing quite well on being more judicious about buying fabric. You know, being a little bit more smart about it, like we talked about in the beginning of the year. I have definitely cut down. I'm still buying, but I have a YouTube channel. I have to make projects constantly. So, have to balance that out. And with that being said, guess what we're going to do for July? It's going to be No Buy July. You know how we did No Buy January? We're going to do No Buy July. And I'm thinking that might be a good thing to do every year, because that kind of splits the year in half. So, you know, you get that discipline down in January, and you say, oh, you know, I'm going to do it in February and March. I'm going to see how long I can do it. Some of us can make it a while, some of us can't. But then by the time July hits, it's like everybody that has fallen off the wagon are ready to get back on the wagon. So let's do No Buy July. All right, let's do it. I'm ready. I've got plenty to work with, so I'm ready. And I hope you'll let me know how your progress is going with No Buy July. And I'm planning some Wednesday videos that are going to be stash busters. So stay tuned for those Wednesday videos. There's always going to be something cool there to do. I actually got some ideas from some of the long arm ladies. Different things, subjects that came up just in conversation that gave me a whole bunch of ideas. So hang tight. And No Buy July, we're going to be stash busting too. So there you go. Okay, some other things I wanted to go over with you this weekend. I worked on the Block Wednesday for this week coming up so that I can get ahead. And I wanted to tell you that I don't know if I actually mentioned this suggestion or not, but someone suggested to me, and it was a smart idea. I didn't do it, and now I'm seeing the abundant wisdom in it. But not only with your book, you know, cut your pieces, but also just go on and print out those worksheets from Pat Sloan's ILoveToMakeQuilts.com for each week, and take these measurements and put them on the worksheet. You could do it all ahead of time on all the worksheets, and then just put the book away. Because, well, you can't really put the book away because the instructions the pictures are there of how to put it together. But at least, you know, each one of these blocks in the book are for an entire quilt. So, you know, you've got maybe like 120 strips to make. The fabric requirements and the cutting instructions might say that, but you only need 16 or something like that. So I strongly suggest printing those out. I didn't print those out and bring in here yet, but I am going to do that for my week 4 ones and on out. We're going to do that. So strongly suggest that if you're doing that project. Pat Sloan's Block Wednesday. And then you saw the video of last Wednesday that I'm doing this, and some of you are doing it too. And I showed you at the end of the Wednesday video that I had one of the applesauce jars and one apple finished. And I was able to get the rest of the apples finished this past weekend. Also, all my cutting is done for my sashing cornerstones, and I got this part done, cut out this weekend too. So that part 2 video will have me showing how I pick which fabrics to, you know, I've shown you my fabrics already, but how to pick from that variety of those cream ones to put in between your blocks, because I had like, I think I had 4 or 5 different prints that were kind of an off-white and had patterns to them. Well, how do you know where to put those? So I'm going to talk about that, and also the little tiny cornerstones, the skinny border and the wide border, and I'm going to quilt it. Hopefully I can get it bound as well. So for that video, I think I can. So you'll get to see this completely finished in the fabrics that I chose on last Wednesday's video. So that little project is coming along, and that's all I've been working on this past weekend, and I'll probably get that video done today and get that uploaded and ready for you Wednesday morning first thing. And then yeah, we'll have to think of something else for next week. Will we be in July? Yes, we will. So we will have a stash buster for the Wednesday video next, not this coming week, but the next week. Okay, there was some questions about a quilt on Finish It Friday. A couple of different people were inquiring about, we had 2 Michelles that had finishes last Friday. The latter one had a quilt that was called Dancing Squares, and it was done up in kind of greens and olives, and I think it was batiks. People were inquiring about that, you know, how to get the pattern or the instructions or whatever. And I emailed Michelle, and she did help me with that for you. There's not a written pattern for it, I don't think, for sale anywhere. But she was told to go to, if anybody wanted information about it, to go to donnaradner.com. This was a class that Michelle took 20 years ago, and was given the instructions then. So donnaradner.com, R-A-D-N-E-R. And if you go into it, actually I had it pulled up here a minute ago. Here is the quilt. The quilt that Michelle did left out the curved pieces, but that's it. And I encourage all of you to go to this website, donnaradner.com. She has some absolutely awesome quilt patterns out there. And I think Michelle or somebody who has sent in something for Finish It Friday has done that butterscotch. Let me see if I can find it here. Butterscotch twist, I think it is. Let's see if I can find it. It must be up at the top. This, I think one of you has done this and sent it. I could be wrong, but this stuff really strikes me. I really like it, what she's got out here. Look at this one. Isn't that cool? And the quilting on it would be so easy. It's just echoing. There's different categories when you go into the website, and these are all under pieced quilts. But she also has categories of panels, house quilts, collage quilts, tree quilts. There's a bunch of different categories. But if you go into pieced quilts, you'll see Michelle's quilt there. And then at the bottom, you'll see contact information. If you want to email Donna, just email her at donnaradner.com. So thank you, Michelle, for getting that information for our ladies that were inquiring. And I'm glad you did, because I didn't know much about Donna Radner. Maybe I should have, but I'm gonna pay more attention to what she has going on here. I like her stuff. I really do. Okay, also in the mail I got a Connecting Threads. If you've ever ordered from Connecting Threads, you got this, or you're going to get it today probably. But I wanted to point out some stuff in it that I thought was be easy to overlook, maybe, if you didn't really, you know, pay attention, if somebody didn't point it out to you. This Roar fabric, they have it, and it is, I'm going to see how much it is. They have kits, of course. Where where are the actual fabrics? I don't know. I guess this is kind of directing you to the kits. They have fat quarters for $75.99. There's 21 of them. And then they have the 10-inch squares for $43.99. Not the greatest of prices, but I thought this kit was worth it. This one right here with the roar. And it is a 45 by 54, not very big, but it's $57.99 and easy. If you wanted to try some Tula Pink, see how you like it, just do something simple and small in it to get started to see if you like Tula Pink designs there. She designs interesting fabric. Okay, first of all, I want to show you this pattern play. Pattern play? Pattern play flannel is what it's called. And it is, you know, baby colors. Pattern play flannel. So take a look at that. It is $10.96 a yard. And then they have all kinds of super cute kits. And there's, look at this one up here with the kitty cats on it. But they have kits. And then, I think I told you all, the last time I showed you this magazine that it came out, I think it comes out monthly, yeah, it would have been June's. They introduced kind of like a cuddle that they're selling. Floofy. It's called Floofy Solids. And it's $11.96 a yard, 59 inches wide. And then they have these receiving blanket project bundles. And I don't know, you guys can probably tell me more about what it costs to make a receiving blanket. Those of you who make receiving blankets a lot. This is a kit for $26.99. So what they've done is they've taken one of the pattern flannels and one of the floofies and made it into a kit for $26.99. So I just think that would make an adorable little receiving blanket. And for a gift, you could probably make two and not feel like you broke the bank. And they would be very helpful for a new mom. And then they have some stuffed animal patterns too that you can use the floofy with. So I thought that was good. And then, let me get back here. This is called Nevermore. And that's from Edgar Allan Poe, right? The Raven. I mean, I'm sure you could take this as full-on Halloween, but there's nothing really Halloween in it. I think, being that I have this thing for crows and blackbirds, I probably will, somewhere along the line, get me a piece of that one and that one out of that and put in my crow collection. It's blackbirds, but to me, I like them all. So there's that, and then, let's see, is there anything else I wanted to show you? I don't think so. I think that was it. I liked this line really well. The Botanist, $11.40 per yard. I think that's pretty. Although I wasn't crazy about the kit they put together. It doesn't look like those colors at all to me. See those aquas and light greens? I don't really see those in that. But I like the fabric line. So anyway, if you don't get this, I have a link in my description box. Just go into that link. I don't know where you're going to land when you open that link, but you can find all this stuff right there easily. So that is what I wanted to talk about and show you this week. I don't think I have anything else to share this week. It's a little bit light, but we do have our, here's my journaling. It was a stress-free week, like I told you last, well, it didn't wind up being a stress-free week for reasons I'm not going to mention, but as far as the channel, the sewing and all that, it was great. So no worries. This is the art quilt of the week. I'll put it right here, right here. Black Diamonds, it's called. Ooh, Black Diamonds. 60 by 77 by Deborah A. Kroll of Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Says the fabric swap was the most fun experience in a class with everyone bringing black fabric and white to trade. There was a variety, and they couldn't wait to start stitching. Claudine Hansen's fudge factor method was so easy. Deb couldn't put the quilt down. Longarm custom quilted by Mindy Skinner, shown at the Prairie Heritage Quilt Show in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, and Calico Capers Quilt Show in Montello, Wisconsin. Pattern is Black Diamonds by Claudine Hansen. So it was a fabric swap class. So that is pretty cool. Very colorful, and lots of black and whites in there, and nicely capped off with a white border, a black border, and then another white border. Very nice. No, it doesn't have white border. That's just what this page looks like. And then they've just done a real swirly echoing all through it. Perfect. Like it. All right. There we have it. So let's get busy this week. Get those projects out. Get them moving along so we can start some new ones. And I will see you back here on Wednesday to get that Red Delicious apple wall hanging done. So we'll have something very cute to hang up in the house when it comes apple season. All right, have a great week, and I'll see you on Wednesday, and then back around on Friday for Finish It Friday. If you have any finished objects to send me for this week, you might want to send them earlier rather than later. Had a great group last week. Also, I wanted to mention, if you have been missed, you've sent the email and you've been missed, it's quite possible that I have accidentally deleted your email. It happens. I'm kind of a fanatic about cleaning out my email. Not about cleaning my house, but cleaning out my email. It's freaking spam. So if I missed you, I send you a ton of apologies. Send it again. Just send it and keep sending it until I finally show it. But pay attention to those guidelines in the description box. There are some things that I will not accept. All right. Have a great week. I'll see you soon. Bye.